Hello everyone. So we are back to our Wednesday session today. And this week there is a little bit of change. Coming Saturday, we won't be able to do the class because we are going to be out for a health exposition. So there is no meditation session, and I'm going to do a little bit of revision of whatever we did, just like we do on Saturday, and then go right into meditation. And at that time, if you guys have any questions, feel free. It's not long like Saturday, but we will just review a few things because it's important on this path to know where always we are. So, Babs, if we can please start our presentation, that would be nice. So thank you everybody watching us today. That's really nice to have more audience from home and here. So that's really good. And what we will do, because this path, as I have always talked, and we have been meeting for 8 weeks now, right, Damien? About 8 weeks. So we have learned a few things. We started off with something, then we moved on. But the one basic thing about this is if we are learning, what good is a learning if we cannot apply it? It has to be applied. And then we need to see where we are. So therefore I thought we will just do a short review because we will make it a short class. We'll see how it is. So I'm sure everybody's having a good week. We are in the middle of the week. Okay. And as usually I say, I love everyone, regardless if they can be here or they cannot be here or they want to be here or they don't want to be here. Because when you are really not here, you want to be here, you are already here. And when you are here, but you are not here and your attention is somewhere here, you are not here. Really. That's how it goes. Because it is the path of heart, is a path of love, it is path of everything from within, and only you know. I'm not here to look at you and judge you for what you are looking or for what you are doing. It's strictly up to you. But you need to pay attention if you want to grow into that path, and that is also your choice. So welcome everybody. This is a picture when we did a meditation retreat here, and there were a lot of people who are talking to the masters. So let's move on to the next one. This one is today's class, and he's saying everybody's welcome. You can see the big one.
Who is it?
That is the master who was here, and this is another master. And masters are someone who have truly realized and they have become love. So therefore, we enjoyed their presence. It was really good, and hopefully we will be able to see them again. Now, the review of part 2. I think we went into this series. We talked about meditation, what is meditation, how it works. Then we went into, and the purpose of meditation. I think the first class, Sergio, I don't think you were here, but the first class I wanted to know why anybody and everybody was here, what they thought of meditation meant. And there were some very good input, precision, inner connection, inner peace, all that, which generally is the purpose of meditation. And then we got into nothingness, because especially we are trained to become somebody. From the very get-go, from the childhood, we are somebody and we want to become somebody. So, and here the training in this path is to become nothing. So you become divine. You don't become only an engineer or superior doctor or superior, because you are still working for someone. In a way, In a way, we can say, I'm sure that we are familiar with the word servant. Servant is someone who serves someone, right? So if you are a physician, or you are a barber, or you are a whatever profession you have chosen, you are a server, and you are a servant to someone in some shape and form. It can be very highly paid or it can be lowly paid, doesn't matter. But you are still serving. But when you get into nothingness and you have become nothing, you have turned into everything, you become divine, you are not servant to anyone. You are servant of divine, and divine is doing everything for you. It changes, but it is an understanding from the heart. Mind cannot comprehend, because although I am not going right now, mind will say how I'm gonna eat, how I'm gonna do that. But first thing is to realize, to get into nothingness. From there the door will open. Without getting there, the door doesn't open. So sometimes in this path, the obedience plays a major role. That yeah, if I believe, if you come to me for the help, and I happen to be your teacher, then as a student teacher relationship, even in the school, you get the assignment. You have to believe in the teacher. You need to read, you need to do the homework, and you need to pass the test, and it's up to the teacher to decide if you pass or not. So that kind of dedication in this class is also needed. This is the path of truth. It's really, and in actuality, this is the funny part of these classes, are you are the teacher of yourself also. Because if you don't tell the truth to you, you know that you are losing and you are not ready to go to the next class. Because if you do decide to go with by playing the tricks of the mind, you will fall flat. You know already. And I don't need to know. I don't need to tell you. We are all the teachers. Therefore, that is how this works. Then we went into the giving part. The giving is that this law, divine law, is opposite to the material law. In divine law, you need to give because you are relying on divine to give it back to you. And you are not being smart about it. You are giving in love because divine is love. You need to dissolve in that love and then give, and not look for result, then it's coming. If you don't follow that path, then it's not coming. Believe me, you can give all your house, you can give whatever, nothing is coming back. Why? Because your feeling is not pure. And that is why I always say that in this path, if you are 99.99999% true, you will not make it. Because that divine likes 100 period, no point 0.1. That's how this works, because it's heart, it's a law of heart. And if I ask you, Sergio, when you do something, does your heart exactly know how good you are doing, or where you are twisting, how much you are twisting, what is exactly happening, what you are saying with the mind and heart? Do you know at that time exactly?
No,
You don't know?
I don't believe so.
You don't know. So if you are telling me something that I went somewhere at 4 o'clock, for example, and you didn't go, doesn't your heart know that actually I didn't go? And you are just telling me?
I would hope it would know. I wanted to know.
No, if I, did we start, you asked me the question right now, did I start the class exactly at 6:30? I'll tell you no. If somebody walks in here and he says, did you start? So rather than proving me wrong, I said, no, you are late. I didn't start 6:30, but I know at heart I didn't. Do I know or no?
Yes.
We have to know. Each action, what time you get up in the morning, you know. If I tell you, were you sleeping or you were awake, you know, you may tell me whatever you want. But your heart knows the truth. Does it not know the truth?
The heart.
Always. Without ever failing, it knows. And not only that, it knows exactly what is going on inside the heart. That is why if you love someone, you can never express enough by the words. You always say, see my heart, how much I love you. Don't you say? It's a common saying. Look at my heart, you don't know, I can only say so much. So therefore, that's where the giving comes, because you dissolve in that love. And when you have dissolved, you have become love. So the giving comes from there really easy. But for that giving also, you need to become disciplined. Without the discipline, nothing happens. You cannot be truthful one day and not be truthful second day, and third day you are doing something else, fourth day. And that doesn't work like that. So that is where we did some class on the discipline. And after that, what can I have the next slide, please? I mean the same slide. Sorry, the same one. Discipline. And then now we are reviewing again being nothing. Because that is the lesson is to become nothing, and we want to see how much we have accomplished. Let's go for the next one. This is a short overview only. So as I said, whatever we are learning, we need to apply. And before you walked in, I think Kenny was outside, Damien was telling me that he's applying these learnings and feeling good. What one thing Damien just shared with us?
Um,
That application.
I've been doing more random acts of kindness for others.
So you have
without
been
expecting
applying.
anything back. I helped this lady out like 2 days ago carry her groceries up.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
like, oh yeah, don't worry, I got it all. And then like bam bam, it went up there.
that's
Like,
good.
they dropped it off, and then she's like, thank you, like, oh, you want something? I'm like, nah, I gotta go. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. So you learned whatever you learned within yourself. This is a reiteration or however, but it worked for you and you applied it, and did it give you pleasure?
Yeah, it did. I was like, I was excited, because
Yeah.
I made someone else feel good,
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was good. Okay, so you give me one example of application of what we have been trying to learn.
I've been more aware of the areas in my life that need discipline. And before, I used to just see it as, oh, I kind of get lucky like that, or things just went my way. But now I see a lot of events in my life as areas that need more discipline, and I'm aware of that. And I'm really glad about that, because that could have led me down another path more destructive than I could have ever imagined.
Wonderful. So that discipline is coming. So you are applying whatever we are discussing and sharing into day-to-day life and seeing where it is taking you.
Yes.
Oh, that's really good. That's good. Because giving and all this learning is not for anyone. Actually, it is for us. We need to see. We need to open our heart. The finger should be pointing towards us and not like whole world is bad, right? Jenny, what has happened to you in all this discussion? One thing I want to know for application, whatever you learned or you felt became stronger, an application of it.
Nothing really comes to mind right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. So did you try to apply something?
The meditation daily?
No, anything. We have been discussing all these things like nothingness, giving, this and that. I have shared I don't know how many stories. My question is application. It's not like sitting every day at home and doing something. That's not application. Love is an application that you do moment by moment to animal, to yourself, to plant, to leaf, to air, to water. That's the application of what we are. We are not limited. We are talking wide. Everything is open. So I want to know if something you took that you could apply. It could be a piece of love that you could apply, and you felt like, what, I feel good about it.
No.
You did not take anything?
Well, I don't understand nothingness. I have nothing to give, so I can't give anything. Except for my services. That's it.
Do you think you have like giving in terms of if you could give anybody a smile, love, something you do that you can make someone is crying, you can wipe their tear, or in your life you have never come across somebody like that you could help, even an animal or a plant?
I have. Sometimes I don't help.
Sometimes you help, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes I don't.
And just very quickly, when you help, what comes to your heart that you do help?
A good feeling. That's it.
Before that, before helping, what makes you the act of helping?
It's just, should I help or should I not? Just decision making, that's all.
Decision. So mind is operational. Mind tells, yeah, you can, and then you help. And if it doesn't, so sometimes it doesn't come and you don't.
Right.
But that's fine. It's all a part of learning, however you go. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dr.
Damien.
Carr, also my critical thinking skills have enhanced to a tremendous, unbearable, remarkable level of just human life.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
my
why you
critical
are
thinking skills.
your recognition of your
Yeah.
own growth is the best. You are the
Yeah.
teacher, you are the student.
Yeah.
You know.
And
That's good.
I truly believe that my philosophy about ourselves is that we know ourselves better than anybody else.
Lovely.
We see only what's going on in our mind and our heart and all that.
That's it. And only you know.
Yeah.
Right now sitting here what you are doing only
The
you
only
know.
truth, things that we know about others and about ourselves that other people see are our actions that we do.
That's right. That is very true.
Give a question to all viewers, Todd.
Oh. What is the question?
The same question you're asking all of our attendees.
Oh, they have the question?
Yes.
Okay.
So their question to you is, within part of nothingness, what is the surrender? What is the ability to let go into nothingness, if you could summarize it in so many words?
Nothingness is something where you have realized that everything is happening within you by the power who has created this creation. So giving in terms of it is not stopping us to do our day-to-day act, but nothing means realizing that if I am doing this, like I'm moving my hands or am I talking, all this is a power driven. It's giving to me, and in love, I love that power which is giving me the power, dedicate myself to it and do it within its guidelines. That surrenderance really means. You are surrendering within yourself and acknowledging, like your father says, do something, you acknowledge and you love. In love you do and you respect that. You are surrendering to your father, but you're still doing the act. And that is the difference between the divine and yourself.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now, then comes the evaluation, and all of us need to evaluate why do we come here, and that's where the mind is active. Whereas I have been discussing from day one that the spirituality does not operate from the mind. It is not a game of mind. It is the game of heart. It runs from love. And then once we evaluate, we test it on ourselves. Like Damien said, he went and helped the woman. You have to do something like that because we have to test us. There is no point in coming, not taking anything, not testing, and not checking our progress. Then you are in grade 1 and you will never get to grade 2 because you haven't applied the learnings. And then after doing that act, you really need to decide, not me. If you are not getting any benefit of this class, then you need to decide, is it worth it or no? Because we are not growing, and we are not growing at the level of mind. This class purpose will be dead if we are growing at the level of mind. We need to go down at the level of mind. You saw that woman, you felt like she needs help, you went and helped her and you felt good. There is no mind involved. Because if your mind were involved, you will say, should I really help? Is she going to pay me? Can I do something? And after a lot of evaluation, Damien, I bet your mind will say, no, it's not worth it. Because mind is designed that way. We have to know, I think last time also I was discussing, this is mind. This is heart. And people say, don't operate at the level of heart, you're going to lose everything. You have to be always alert. That is true, but when we work with the heart, we do not give everything. We partially give the heart, rest we still use our mind, and that is why we can never succeed. In divinity, it is 100% surrenderance that is needed. Without that, you cannot. If anybody is walking to this class and they think, I will judge what Dr. Kaur is saying at the level of mind, and I'll throw in some heart in it. You are not messing me or my class. It's not my class in the first place. I am loving it, I am enjoying it, and I'm sharing my experiences. If you think that is your problem, not even my problem, your self-growth, your self-education, and you know where you are heading. I would be happy if I saw that everybody is growing within themselves and they are getting good within themselves, they are doing a great job within themselves, and they feel happy within themselves, I'm already happy. Because I told you, for me, this whole creation is happy. I told Damien, said, how are you doing, Dr. Kaur? I said, I'm lovely. Because everything is lovely around me. If my mind is not lovely, then things are not lovely. But if my mind is lovely, then how can I say things are not good? It's the perception, and mind is dictated. We haven't got to those lessons yet because we are still struggling with evaluation, testing, and going decision, because this is not a classroom training. And I'll tell you one story from epic Mahabharata. It's a small story.
Another
But
saint?
these, huh?
Another saint?
This one doesn't have a saint, but a true teacher though.
Oh, okay.
And this was between the bad and good, like it's a Mahabharata epic. And these were 5 brothers, and there were lots of Kauravas, which is a lot of brothers, hundreds or so.
Kauravas?
Kauravas, they're called Kauravas, and the other party is Pandavas. So they went to the class to the teacher. So the class is said, and the teacher said, our first lesson is to be truthful. And he went about the class, and everybody talked. And then the next day, and then at the end he said, everybody understood? They said, yeah, we understood. So next day the class comes, and the teacher goes, so everybody remembers the lesson, we can move on. And then one kid goes, no, I am not ready yet. So he says, okay, we have to wait until this kid catches up to the class. So they discussed and dismissed. Third day comes, they go, are you ready? This kid goes, no, I'm not ready. And the fourth day comes, and this kid goes, I'm not ready. And then the teacher, his patience gets exhausted. And he goes, what the heck? It's a very simple, you have to be truthful. You need to memorize, I need to be truthful. He goes, no. I took this lesson to the heart, and I started evaluating me, and I found that I was not doing the truth. And every day I take this lesson and apply to myself, I am still not doing the truth. So how can I tell you that I'm doing the truth? Therefore, I haven't learned this lesson yet. And you can leave me and then progress with the rest of the students because they have got it, I haven't. That is truthful.
Yeah.
That is the lesson to the teacher, that you are rushing me into it and I haven't become that.
Being truthful could either be good or bad. And it's naked, it just happens.
The truth happens, yeah. So that is why we have to, this is something, the lesson we need to do. We need to really learn and learn from the heart. At the level of mind, it's not working. You are fooling. And who are you fooling? Yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody else. Yourself. So let's go to the next one.
Dr. Carr, when we tell the truth, we don't have to remember anything.
That's being nothing.
Yeah.
You are taking that direction to be
Yeah,
nothing, then you don't have to know anything.
I got that quote from Mark Twain.
Yeah, it doesn't. But sometimes even if you go to the Facebook, people will take the whatever people said and post it, which is good. They are posting good things, but that's not helping them.
Mm-hmm.
If you become one of those good things, that's helping. If you say, I think this is how it works, and I am that one, that one word has more value than posting 1 million of other people saying. They become like that, maybe. But that doesn't help you by posting. What are you saying? You are saying, I'm a great person because I read all this and look how good I am. You are inflating your own ego, and that's really not helping. Again, you are going downward. Spirituality is being nothing, being divine. You have to dissolve, you have to disintegrate. What? Not body. This active mind, which is so big. I mean, if you draw the ego of mind, right, Sergio?
Yes.
It's huge.
Yeah,
It's
huge,
not big, it's huge. So, what happens in path of truth? There is hurdles, because when mind does not like, there are hurdle. I couldn't come because I didn't have a car, blah, 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 blah. And when I made it, and when he put the groceries of woman in the car, there comes the happiness. So there are both. In this path, there is both. It depends what you like or what your mind likes. Every time your mind doesn't like, somebody insults you, you are crying. Your ego is hurting. And whenever ego you are killing, it's crying. That's why the tears are coming. And sometimes you get in love, like the other day when Jojo was crying, Sergio was crying. That was not, his ego was not hurting. It was the love coming from inside, and love reflects itself in going down. It down. The bigger it is, the down. The heavier the tree with the fruit, inside out, down. You know, the erect is the palm tree. No shade, no fruit, tall, nothing. There is nothing. Even cutting is a hurdle. So there are hurdles in the path of truth. Believe me, there is slandering. When the slandering comes, it's very difficult for the ego to take it. I mean, if somebody walks out and goes, you know what, I don't believe in these classes. You think it's not slandering? But what it is doing, by saying the negative things, what it is doing, it cannot change the aura around any one of us, because we believe. And if that does person believes or not believes, that's the aura within themselves. You think negativity, your cellular capillaries have to shrink. That's the law. There is less oxygenation, that's gonna happen. We, on the other hand, if I'm happy, I'm breathing well. The oxygen is good, everything is good. So within that, there are always hurdles, and there is happiness. Mind hurts while happiness is consciousness is happy. Next. And then I think, how far are we and how do we know? This is the most important part. We have done 8 sessions already. I think it's very important for us to know how far have we progressed. Have we progressed? Not progressed? Trying to progress? Will we progress? This is a question we need to ask us, and it is about the time that we ask. And last time, I think we also discussed, is it worth it? And then it is also, because I am also involved, I think it is only fair to all of us to see, are we ready for the next lesson, or maybe we should stop, or we should take a break and do and practice all that and see, yeah, we are ready, because otherwise it's no point. This classes that we have been doing, it's not for collection of people. I don't think so. We have a lot of work, all of us have a lot of work to do. So it's really critical to know where we are. I mean, what can we give? Have we tried giving? What did we give? How much we give? Are we satisfied? Do I see a progress in me? Damien has been really sharing a lot how he feels he's progressing. And that's all important. I don't need to give him a certificate. Yeah, Damien, you're class 2. You know, he's progressing himself and he's feeling good about it. What about you, Sergio? Do you think you are progressing?
In just reflecting on myself, I think in a way I am, because when I first started coming to the classes, I was very eager to share what I knew in relation to what you guys were teaching me. And as I kept coming, I just chose to stay more quiet as long as I wasn't asked to share. And I feel like because I choose to be more quiet, I am progressing, because I'm learning to harness that inner truth and just keep it silent within myself. And I think that's progress, but I completely agree with you, with not skipping on to that lessons, because the mind would just tell us, like, yeah, we're ready, let's go, I'm nothing, okay, next. We're only going to fool ourselves at that point, only until we really give off that vibe that, we are ready, but we don't even seek it or ask it. You will know, for you are the teacher.
Yeah. I mean, one thing is, yeah, I'm standing here, it's my position to take, like, yeah, I'm doing these classes, but we are all the teachers, we are all the students, we are all sharing the learnings together. Sometimes a person is put in a position where they share more, or whatever flows through them, they share openly and evenly and without any separation of thought, united all together. But it is not really, I think it's in the path of spirituality, it doesn't matter what you bring with you in terms of knowledge. I mean, material knowledge, I have enough degrees. If you go in my office, the wall is full. But if you ask me in spirituality what they are doing, really speaking, this knowledge that I am sharing, that is from the heart. I have not gone to school to learn this. This is coming, this is flowing through, and that makes a difference. Sometimes that kind of knowledge can make somebody very egotistical, extremely egotistical.
Yeah.
And is it helping? In many ways, yes. In the material world, maybe. But with the material world, when we deal with that kind of attitude, you have to end up in beyond. And I think we shared enough stories when the soul leaves and what happens. So you feel like you are progressing, which is good. And I don't know, Kenny, what do you think? Could you say anything, or you would repeat what you said earlier? You feel that you are progressed in any way?
Yeah.
What would you think that you have progressed? Just one small incident or one small thing you can share with us.
I'm less angry, but I'm still an angry person. I'm going to these classes, and in fact, I think I'm getting worse because I don't understand nothingness, and that's causing confusion. And then that confusion turns into anger. And then I look at them, and I want to be like them. I want to just be happy and stuff, outgoing and loving and all that. But I just can't because of this hate. So I'm going to these classes to try to see where that hate is coming from. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, no, that's very nice, and that's very good for you to share that I'm still an angry person. But if you see that it is coming and it is leading you to think, that is a progress, or even knowing and even recognizing that I'm an angry person is a progression. Sometimes we don't think we are. We think we are the best. So, whatever, from moment by moment, we are changing, not alone you. Everybody's changing moment by moment. And if it is helping, that's good. Bubs, what do you think? In the coming to the classes, what have you, would you say that you have progressed?
Personally, I would say as dramatic as an entire like facelift or some type of reconstructive surgery in that matter, because where I stood, I mean, it's not all very clear. You know, I wasn't outwardly angry because I was trying to repress it when I was here, but I mean, I didn't yell, I didn't do that, but I wasn't so open-hearted. During the first sessions, I might have said a sentence or two that briefly stated how I was feeling as compared to like last week when I had to watch my words lest the tears fall faster than gravity would allow. And with that, I know that, like I usually say, a wise woman once told me that when you let your guard down and you allow yourself to cry, it's little bits of the ego's pain from sheltering and cowering because you are killing the ego yourself. Yeah. So to be able to do that and to be able to say shamelessly that I almost bawled my eyes out speaking the truth because it hurt so much, that I know I'm more comfortable than I ever have been in my own skin, and because of that, I have the confidence to know that what I'm doing is right regardless of pitter-patter of social media or anything that tells me where the social stigma lies within. That doesn't exist. The power lies within.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's really good. And that shows the sign of progress. That is really, really the day the tears start falling without asking. That's a recognition, I tell you, because of what I share with you also from personal experience. Unless a person goes through that phase and he or she sees ego dying and how it cries when it dies is really beautiful. It's a beautiful scenario, but you need to know that you are on path of love, because only this happens in love. And even in the material love, when somebody is separated, you see how the tears are coming, and that separation comes within. Mind is leaving and heart is taking, love is taking over. And I don't care in any religion you go, any religion for that matter, humility and love is the base. It is the base. Whoever started that was the base. Then it led into whatever it led into and whatever we feel about it. But that is the base. Without love, nobody can survive. And I think last time I also did what you may call example of the worldly love along with the divine love. What's that last one?
That was the last one.
Okay.
I had a question actually.
Yeah.
For him. Have you found where the anger comes from yet, or are you still searching for the cause or the source?
I think it might be jealousy, maybe, because I look at these happy people. And I even asked Dr. Carr, do you even feel lust, anger, or jealousy or anything? She told me no, and I'm like, how is that possible? How is that human? And that makes me reflect on me, think, wow, what a shit person I am. And so the anger, it might be coming from jealousy. That didn't really answer your question, or what?
No, it did. No, a follow-up question.
Go on.
How often do you feel like jealousy or these these feelings like on a daily basis outside of this room?
Anger, every day. Yeah.
At little things, bigger things, like within family or work, everything?
Oh, they could come from everything, yeah. So I usually just keep it in and try to think, okay, why are you angry? Can you change it? And then usually I just forget about it, but the feeling pops up every day. So,
I think one of the things we will do sometime, Kenny, you can come a little bit earlier or so and go into a little bit more detail, because I have done it with one-on-one with a lot of people and went through, that where it is coming, because there is always a root cause.
yeah.
Always, always.
Okay.
You have to go and undo a lot of layers to find out where it is coming from. And it's not unreal, it's very real.
Dr. Carr, I got some good advice for you, Kenny, man. Look, check this out. I used to be the most angriest person on earth. I was like a dynamite. People used to think, there are people, a lot of people are intimidated me, because they think I'm not approachable. Just because the way I dress, the way I look. But then when I always gotta approach the person, I gotta go with the proper introduction, like all this and that. And what really reduced my anger was doing the things I was scared of the most. That I feared the most, and I just said, nah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna apply myself. No pain, no gain, nothing. Just go. Even if I,
Yeah.
acceptance. I'm not gonna deny it.
Yeah, yeah.
So what helped me a lot was just do more things that new things. If you really wanna, like, let's say, like, for example, like, if you say you really wanted to do something, like, I just stop thinking about it and just do it.
Yeah, and sometimes, the fears build in us.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, you go deeper into it, there is a fear, and that fear is restricting you to do something that you truly want to do. And then when you are unable to do it, that brings all that.
Yeah.
And then we will get into
Dr.
each
Carr,
of them.
and my reason why I was angry, my reason was because I wanted to know more people.
Yeah.
Because I saw other people like, oh wow, So I
Yeah.
woke up one day and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be social.
Yeah,
and
that's
come
good.
And
That's
have my
good.
words, back up my actions.
Yeah.
And let my actions do the talking.
Yeah, so we were able to share a little bit of the class, like rather than doing on Saturday, because we will miss it on Saturday altogether. And then I think then we will just start to get into the meditation.
With the question addressed to the internet viewer audience, with everything that happens, since this is only considering it's our first full-on broadcast over the internet, what would you explain to the viewers who are not fully convinced, or not fully convinced, but fully notified of nothingness during that path? What is it that you would, if you could, at any way, how would you monitor your own progress without the ability to come into this location here in Glendale and try and get the answers from you yourself? How could you personally monitor your own progress throughout the path? Any types of, like you were talking about earlier, disappearances of hostile feelings or reoccurrences of amazing feelings, for example?
Yeah, I think the best thing is to join our sessions, because we will be repeating. We are reviewing all the time. It's not like a class at a time and then we are not going to touch it again. We will always be talking about nothingness, because nothing is the ultimate goal. And people who put their lives into it, at the end of it, they realize they are not nothing. And we shared some stories. I think the checking of the progress is, as you realize, by disintegration of the mind, the heart comes over. And then you become into the divine. And when you are into the divine, you are really helping yourself, because you are talking with love, you are talking with heart, and that is the teacher. Your soul becomes the student, the oversoul becomes the teacher, and intuitively you know already, sometimes within the heart you know, this I should do, this I shouldn't do. By the virtues, if you forgive someone, it feels good, it really makes you feel good. So those are the ways that you start defining and seeing if you are progressing, and that's how you check. Join us every Saturday and possibly every Wednesday, and see, write us the questions, and we'll be more than happy to go over them. Until then, try leading the life of love. And I think that's all I would say.
Do you have a goodbye to our viewers online?
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciated you. We really appreciated all those feet who come to this location in Glendale, in California. And then hopefully we will see you again. We will talk to you again and let everyone know to join us because we talk only language of love. Thank you for watching. Satnam.